do all of my box openings. Never streamed before, but I do all my box openings with this great CRKT knife. I got it just because it's super pretty. It's not really any better than any other knife. It's just, it was gorgeous. I like the skeletal skeletal appearance of it, so that's why I like it. It has no history. I bought it because I liked it. All right, so let's take a look. This is pretty big. I mean, it's not the biggest game I've ever opened, obviously. Still got the price tag on it. This has 25 different scenarios in it, where the normal Gloomhaven, I believe, has 100 scenarios in it. And then I've talked to a couple people, and they say this starts out simpler, and then it kind of ramps up, like a lot of other Legacy games do. Apparently, Gloomhaven just drops you right in. Though, from what I've heard, by the time you finish this, you can just go straight into Gloomhaven, and it doesn't feel nearly as much of a slap in the face difficulty-wise. It looks like there's going to be a bunch of content in here, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what we find. So let's go ahead and start it out. So always gently. You don't want to damage the box itself. That's a surprisingly thick plastic on there. I don't know that that's normally an observation I would make, but that's a thick plastic. You can hear it coming off of there. All right. What you're not going to see is that all trash is being thrown over here off camera. All right, I don't know why I feel anticipation for this, maybe because I've built it up myself, but let's go ahead and open this up. I will tell you, this is a heavy box, so I expect there to be quite a bit of content in there. We're going to push that off to the side. We'll do it like that. See, now it's like I have a title on the screen. So let's see if there are specifically unboxing instructions. In fact, it says, stop. Please read this before you do anything else. There are more components in this game box than you may be used to. It's important to make sure they are organized before you start the game. This sheet will give you a step-by-step instruction on how to easily organize your game box, where to go from there, where to go from there so you can start playing. And where to go from there so you can start playing as fast as possible. So apparently, this is what we're going to be doing today. Is we're going to follow through these instructions. Below this sheet, in the box are 4 booklets, as well as a mat board of the city and a sheet of stickers. You can set all of those aside for now. All right, so we'll do exactly that. We're going to set that aside. And so this is the Learn to Play guide, and then this is apparently the, I don't know. Oh, that's probably the index of play. A lot of Fantasy Flight games do that. So they give you kind of a walkthrough of how to play and then a reference book, so you don't necessarily have to go through it. So this is a simple supplemental scenario book, which sounds like it means that there will be additional scenarios beyond the 25. And then here's the scenario book, so that's going to be the 25 scenarios. So we're going to set all that off to the side, just like it said. Here's the stickers, which it said to put off to the side. It did not say to put the punch board off to the side. So we're going to stop right there. Here, let's move the knife over. There we go. Hello and welcome to the unboxing of Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. If I look all the way over here, it's because I'm looking at either the live stream or I'm looking at my chat feed. So if you have any questions or any comments or any suggestions, go ahead and pop them up in the chat and I will respond to them as soon as I happen to look over that direction. Actually, I wonder if I can put this over here and still have it be out of the shot. All right, so we're going to do that. That's what I did last time. I put the laptop over there too. I'm not going to move it now because that would be silly. But yeah, I'm remembering now how I had this set up last time. With the way I've got the camera set up now and everything else, I can in fact put the camera or the laptop in front of me, and then it doesn't look like I'm looking over there all the time. I'm looking directly forward. All right, you will see 6 punch boards full of tokens and monster standees. Take these out of the game box and find the set of plastic zip bags. Apparently they're not Ziploc bags, they're just zip bags. Never heard of that term before. I wonder if that's a typo or just the way they say it. So we need to find these zip bags. I believe I see them up under here. Nope, those are zip bags that are full. There we go. Plastic zip bags. All right. Let's see. So, set of plastic zip bags, and I bet Ziploc is a trademark, and that's why they don't say it that way. Plastic tray, and the plastic tray with its lid. That was what I took off here. Begin punching out the punch boards and place all of the smaller tokens shown below in the plastic tray. Then place each of the different monster standees in their own zip bag. There will be 3 unique monsters left, which can go in a bag together. All right, so let's see. They have got it. Well, my box doesn't match theirs because I have a large bin and then a small bin and then a large bin. Oh, no, okay. It doesn't match still, though, because here they have a small bin and a large bin. I have 2 medium-sized bins. But anyway, we're going to go like that. All right, so whatever these red tokens are, apparently all go over here. Don't you love punching out these punch boards? If they're cut right, they're just a joy to punch out. You're laughing at me over there. I know you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I was thinking about how nice your voice is.
But yeah, I mean, I've had some punch boards where they were not cut well, and the tokens get stuck, and then they start tearing the backs out. There is I'm not entirely sure, Flakebait42. I don't know if I've met you in person. I appreciate you dropping by. And I agree 100%. I think it would be super awesome if more games actually had a boxing instructions. I'm gonna set this aside just because I have oh, Alex, awesome. One of the things, one of the games that I got, Vindication. Vindication has such a complicated set of contents that they, in fact, when they did their Kickstarter, they did, instead of an unboxing video, they did a boxing video, which was super funny. And they were like, we're not exactly sure how to call this, but they took everything out and just kind of threw it on the table, and then they showed you how to put everything back in the box. It was super awesome. So it wasn't necessarily like just a sheet of paper, but I do like this. I like having this experience so that the developers tell you this is kind of where all of these pieces are going to go. These are the pieces. The most important one, I think, is the pieces that are going to go together. Like, that's always my trickiest part. I always have a bunch of zip bags. I have a whole drawer of zip bags. And anytime I open and start separating out a game, without having played it, I'm trying to figure out which of these pieces am I going to need every game? Which of these pieces am I going to need for particular situations? Which of these pieces are player pieces? So I'm struggling to look at everything. These are not going to fit. Oh, come on, Gloomhaven. You were doing such a good job. But yeah, so knowing just, if nothing else, just which pieces go together is a huge bonus. What about these brown things? Are these... Kind of looks like the brown things over there. Let's go ahead and assume. Oh, these don't. Okay, there we go. Woo! Those are a little snug because they're a weird shape. That. So I went to Gen Con one year and I was playing at the Asmodee booth, and we played a brand new game that had never been opened before. And I'd never done this before, but every time the Asmodee rep would punch out a board, he'd flip it over. You know, it pretty much is the same either way, but you can, a lot of the time, identify when you forgot to punch out a piece just by flipping it over. You can find one that's been hanging loose. So ever since then, and that was like 5 years ago, every time I punch out one of these boards, I flip it over just to double check. I think those are the pieces that go there. You can place the large square board. Okay. You can place a large square board with the booklets. I believe it's, oh no, those are those pieces. Oh boy, okay. My stickers are curling, man. I hope that that's not a sign of things to come. So, okay, so if those don't go there, where do those go? Oh, they're here. Okay, I can see it right there. Along with these trees. Those trees go in that same bin right there, which is smaller in the picture than mine. which is funny because it looks like it's going to get overflowed. But yeah, I have since then I have flipped over every single punch board I have ever punched out before throwing it away that way. I think part of it is a mental thing. It's kind of like when you're drawing. I don't draw. I'm not a very good drawer. But once you finish doing what you think you need to do on your drawing, if you then put it in a mirror, you'll notice errors in perspective and all kinds of other cool stuff like that. So that's a neat trick. If you are a writer, you can kind of do the same thing. Don't hold your writing up to a mirror. That's dumb. But read whatever you wrote backwards. And I don't mean from the last word to the first word, but from the last sentence to the first sentence. So you read every sentence in the correct order, in order themselves. But if you read from the last sentence to the first sentence, sometimes you can find errors in your own writing that you may not have noticed. Because the problem is, you get accustomed to how everything reads, and you gloss over errors because you're in fact fixing the errors in your head as you're writing. But then when you read it backwards, it's not familiar anymore, and you can totally find the problems in your written logic. These are helpful tips from your board punching buddy here. This is a lot of pieces to punch out. I am glad it tells me where to put them, because I would have punched all these out and put each one into its own individual little pile and been like, I don't know what any of these are and whenever I'm going to need them. Uh-oh. Everyone else see this piece slide over here in the wrong bin? It bothers me that these just, I don't feel like they fit in there. All right, and then yep, see, nothing. These are just going on the floor. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to set these aside for now because those are going to be all monsters and heroes, and those are going to get bagged. I'm going to get everything out of this area, everything into this bin first, and then I'll move on to the other bin, or the other bags. Oh, what are these little rectangle tokens? Oh, there they are. The initiative order tokens. It said something about it. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. These are just, they're not quite going to fit either, are they? Ah, Gloomhaven, you had me so excited, and then you let me down by millimeters. It said something about it. Okay, place the large square board with the booklets and place the set of small rectangular tokens with names on them, initiative order tokens, off to the side for now. Okay, so once we get these guys punched, oh boy, this is looking like they're not all going to fit, because I have to make 2 piles, and I've already made one whole pile. Yeah, are they the Plano boxes? Because I buy the Plano boxes all the freaking time. They are awesome for board game storage. Look at this. Come on, Gloomhaven. What are you doing to me here? It is 2 trees too tall to fit in there. You're killing me, Smalls. What's going on? I guess we have to put whatever these are, trees, campfires, we're going to have to put them over there. It's the only way they're going to fit. And so that's not nearly as good as the Game Trays, T-R-A-Y-Z, because the Game Trays snap on, and this oh, look at that, look at that. This went from satisfying to slightly frustrating. Anyway, so we're going to put that over there. And then these initiative tokens, it said to punch those out and set them aside. So we're going to do that. Yeah, I don't know why I'm like specifically hooked on the brand name Plano boxes. I don't usually buy them unless I can get them on a discount anyway. But so many of my games are sorted into Plano boxes inside of them. Oh. See, even though these are super obvious, I totally overlooked them until I flipped it like that, and then they were front and center. All right, so those look like like some kind of rat things. All right, so it says there will be 6 punch boards full of tokens. Where were the monsters? Place each set of different monster standees in their own zip bag. And then there will be 3 unique monsters which can go in a bag together. So since these guys are identical, they're going to go in there. They have a 9 and a 10 on them, which makes me think there's going to be a whole bunch more of these little rat guys. So then there's multiples of this guy. So he goes in his zip bag. Zip bag. Of course, we're going to figure out where all these zip bags go. Hopefully there's instructions on where to put that too. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in how poorly 2 of these bins worked. And even in the picture, like if this channel had been smaller and this one larger, that wouldn't have saved the day. Like if it was like the picture, it would have made 0 difference. So you're losing points, guys. Losing points. But I mean, still, come on. This is way better instructions as to where to put everything than pretty much any other game. What was I punching out the other day? Oh, I got these 3 little mini games from BoardGameTables.com from a Kickstarter, and they were a tight fit. They come in tiny boxes, which, you know, that's fine. If your game is tiny, it can come in a tiny box. But that was another one where it was like I had to Tetris those pieces into the box to make them actually fit. So we'll see how well those worked. Pete and I played those the other day. It was a good deal to get all 3. If you bought all 3, you got a free expansion for all 3. So I did that, even though one of them I was less interested in. And then after Pete and I played all 3, I was justified in being less interested in that one. It wasn't quite as fun. Okay, those were different. All right, let's see. Oh, those are the same guys as these, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so they go here. What about this big board? I bet that is one of the things they were talking about. Put that over there. Because that's not going in a bag. Come on, we're not doing that. Yeah, I mean, why do those little campfire things, why are there so many of them and why don't they fit? I mean, are there extras and they're supposed to all fit? What's going on here? And that guy's different. Okay, so that's one of the uniques. Ah, yep, there it is. It's one of the uniques. It's nice that they show me what the 3 uniques are. Oh, man. I don't know how soon I'm going to be able to play this, but just punching it out is kind of getting me in the mood to play it. I do want to finish my, whoa, I almost tossed that. I do want to finish my live streams of Marvel Heroic, at least with the cards that I've got. But again, it's not really scenario based, so I can kind of just throw that down anytime I want something a little different. So I may kind of dive more into this and then kind of do those as off streams or something. I don't know. And I've got, oh, for a second there, one of those looked different. I've got, what is it? I can't remember. Chronicles of Crime. I've got Chronicles of Crime, the time traveling one. I kind of want to stream that one because it's so freaking cool. But at the same time, if you watch it, it ruins it. Because every mystery in there only has one solution. So once you know the solution, it's like there's really no reason to play it again. So I don't want to spoil it for anybody. That would kind of suck. But it's such a cool game. Oh, here's the rest of the rats. Rats! It's so different and unique from like any other type of game that I've played. The best way I can describe it is it is an accurate it's an accurate facsimile of a procedural crime drama. Like I literally felt like I was watching Castle or something similar while I was playing that game. It was very cool. So I don't know how much more after the punching out this goes, but maybe close to the end of this. It's good. You know, I spent an hour setting up all the lights and the camera and everything. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll actually leave the lights and camera up and then do a stream tomorrow. But I had to take the mat down because the cats will wreck the mat. And I paid way too much money for this mat for the cats to wreck it. But hopefully this isn't the most absurd streaming idea I've had yet. I hope y'all had a good holiday or are still having a good holiday break. I don't go back to work until the 4th. So I've got another whole week off and I'm looking forward to that. I did not get, actually didn't get any board games for Christmas, which was kind of a surprise, but I got myself a couple, so we'll see where that goes. Had a friend come over, let's say Saturday. I had a friend come over on Thursday, and we wrapped up Aeon's End New Age, because there's four nemeses in that, and we defeated the final nemesis. The funny thing is we have an exactly 50% win rate on that, because every single time we got a new nemesis, we would get completely housed by it as we tried to figure out how to fight that nemesis, and then we would totally go overboard and wreck that nemesis on the second run. So it was pretty funny. All right, so that is it for side one. Continue on back. Let's continue on back, shall we? Left in the game box, you will find 4 larger tuck boxes. 4 larger tuck boxes? Oh, yes. Oh, they are larger tuck boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, okay. With the 4 character icons, 8 smaller tuck boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With the character icons and letters. 4 red and blue dials. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. A bag of plastic stands. Voila. Multiple wrapped decks of cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would call that 6 decks or 6 wrapped cards. So that's multiple. I would call that multiple. Slotted into plastic trays on the bottom of the game box. Most of this can be left in the game box for now, but note their names in the diagram to the right. Okay, noted. Also, take the 3 card dividers and put them in the card wells with their respective decks. So there's the card dividers. And these are little envelopes. I suspect they go with these. There are, in fact, 2 card dividers. But they have different stuff on either side of them. All right, so it's great that it tells you to put them with what they go with, but they don't tell you what they are. I'll say attack modifier cards, monster attack modifiers. Okay, and then item cards. So there are available items and unavailable items. So I guess I'll put that there. And then there's encountered events. So I'm guessing that goes over here like that. And then there's this big honkin' stack of cards, so we'll just put that back over there. Okay. Take out the deck of small red monster ability cards and take out the deck of larger square monster stat cards and sort the ability cards into separate piles based on the names on the backs of the cards. So I didn't think we'd be opening anything. All right. So let's see. Is everything? Nope. Okay, so we got Boss. Vermling Vermling Scout. Sorry, my glasses. Glasses are. They are not helping me right now. All right, so boss, Vermling Scout, Living Spirit. Oops, went too far. Because I got distracted by the fact the next one was Living Corpse. Living Corpse. Imp. Black Sludge. Monstrosity. Chaos Demon. Stone Golem. I thought it said Soup Golem at first. That would have been funny. Giant Viper. I'm intentionally and very specifically not looking at the other sides. Okay, so it's something about basic. If cards have the word basic, group them with cards of the same title without basic. So basic, Giant Viper. Zealot. You know, these technically are already in the order that they're telling me to break them out into. And Vermling Raider. Okay, so now that I've sorted those, place these sorted card decks into the zip bags of the corresponding monsters using the larger square cards to match the names on the ability cards to the artwork in the standees. That's right, I was supposed to take this out too. Okay, so we're gonna combine the cards with the baggies, the zip bags. All right, so okay, it says on this side. I was like, blood tumor? That doesn't sound like a thing. Well, it's not one of the ones that's over there. All right, so Viper. Beware the window Viper. So Giant Viper goes in there. Some of these are going to be snug, kind of like those little fireplace things over there. Okay. Stone Golem looks like that. Oh, that's that big guy that were there 6 up. Yep, right there. Stone Golem. All right. Makes me think of Stone Roses. Maybe we're good. I like Stone Roses. I need not throw my trash away. Ta-ta. So Stone Golem. Black Imp. He has a big old mouth. There he is. Black Imp. And then Black Imp. Okay, so I'm guessing Black Imp is just Imp because reasons. There's only an imp over here. There's not a black imp. Doing our best here, people. Finding that their instructions are so-so. Vermling Scout. He is a little kind of a cat guy. Like, he's supposed to be a bad guy, but he's cute. I like him. Vermling Scout. I mean, what's not to like? He's got like an avatar type stripe on his head. He's got little cat ears. Come on, he's not a villain, right? Note that there are 2 sets of imps, black and blood, 2 sets of monstrosities, rat and blood. But only 1 deck of available cards for each pair. It does not matter which of the 2 bags you put the deck in, so long as you remember later if you need it in the other. Okay, so great, thanks. You know, I guess technically I could just put all of the imps in 1 bag and then just get whichever imp I need, right? We might do that. Let's consider that. We'll think about that when we get to whatever the other one is that there's 2 of. Living Spirit. There's Living Spirit. There are not many of these. Living Spirit. What was the other one? Imps and Monstrosities. Well, Monstrosities sound like they're a little bigger. Okay. And then, oops. Living Corpse. Oh, he's a biggie. Is it that guy? Doesn't quite look like him. That's the 3 individual. Oh, no, there he is. He's got a bunch of arrows sticking out of him. That guy's been beat up. Living Corpse right there. He's not had a good life. Black Sludge. Black sludge, black sludge. All right, and sludge was not one of the ones that there's two of. Yeah, I think we might try and squeeze those. I mean, we already are kind of making it up as we go along, even as we follow the instructions. Vermling Raider. That guy is not nearly as cute. Where'd he go? Oh, no, there he is. He's not nearly as cute as the Vermling Scout. The Vermling Raider has had a tougher life. He's given up his cuteness for just lots and lots of spikes, apparently. He is super spiky. Let's see if we can get him in the shot there. There, look at that. He's covered in spikes. Blood Monstrosity. And then there's also some other monstrosity. I'm guessing it's that one. I bet that's the other monstrosity right there. This one, I don't know that I can fit two critter types in there, but we'll set them aside just in case. There's the Blood Imp. So that's over there. Oh, Rat Monstrosity. So we could put those guys in the same bag together? I think we're just not going to. Okay. Maybe I'll clip them together later when I feel like getting up and finding a clip. Zealot. Zealot gets his bag. And Chaos Demon. What I thought was going to be the other monstrosity. There's at least one playable Vermling. Is he cute? Is he cute like the Scout, or is he, you know, that's up my throat. Or is he, you know, mean looking like the, whatever the other Vermling was. Raider, the Vermling Raider. So then we have the three bosses, the three, which I'm guessing I just put the boss cards in with the bosses. Here we go. And then place the boss monster ability deck in the bag with three unique standees. Now that you know the names of the monster sets, you can also place one rectangular token with the name. Why would you wait until the end? I'll leave out to judge cuteness. Why would you wait until the end to tell me that? You tell me to put everything in a bag, I sort everything into bags, and then you're like, oh, by the way, while you're at it, go ahead and find their name and put it in there also. All right, let's go back through this again. These are tougher to read. All right, so let's see. We have Living Corpse. He'd had a rough life, and he had a bunch of arrows in his back. There he is, Living Corpse. I give this a B minus. Rat Monstrosity. So that's one of the monstrosities. Well, to be fair, since I haven't opened up any of the hero stuff, I cannot make that judgment call at all. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm gonna hold off. I'm not prepared to play just yet. That's the Giant Viper. I'm not prepared to play just yet. I built up the whole unboxing, so that's what we're doing today, and then we'll do a gameplay maybe later. One of the things I want to do is I want to determine like how much of a spoiler it would be to play this, because you know everything's boxed up. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. This is Black Imp, which was that one. Why would you tell me at the end? You're supposed to say, find the tokens, find the cards, find the initiative box, put those all in the same box, in the same bag. That's how you're supposed to say it. Stone Golem. There he is, Stone Golem. Remember what I was saying about, you know, if you want to verify that your text makes sense, read it backwards. Maybe if they'd read that backwards, they could have said, oh, maybe we could go ahead. That's the Zealot, who is right there. Maybe we should put that sentence up a little bit earlier. I mean, we know that sentence is coming when we read it from the other direction, but people who are bagging it won't. Blood Imp. This red on black is not super easy to read either. I'll admit that. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, I'm not looking at that. I'm looking over here. There are a bunch of things over here that aren't, like Redguard, Demon, Demolitionist. Oh, maybe these are the character types. Hatchet, Redguard, Demolitionist. What is that? Void Warden. All that food.
Kitchen stuff, yeah.
Blood Monstrosity. That's the one, right? Because it was one of the monstrosities, right? Because there was Blood Monstrosity and there was Rat Monstrosity, and these are not rats, so they're the Blood Monstrosities. There's not really any blood on them, but you know, whatevs. Whatevs. Hey, Jeremy, by the way, I forgot to say hey when you chimed in. I try and say hi to anyone that I recognize. Boss. Where'd the boss one go? Boss. Super boss. We're getting pretty close to the end of this. We're like down here somewhere. I guess this video probably would have been faster if they'd put this part up at the beginning. Chaos Demon. Chaos Demon. Chow's Demon. I like the battle goals card. It's just a brick wall. Your goal is to get through the wall, I guess. Vermling Scout. All right, that's the cute one. And then Living Spirit. Is that what that says? Living Spirit. Yeah. Their typeface isn't helping too much either. Mechanically, I feel it could add 10 plus easy art-wise. Only got 2 of these left. Can't be that hard. Black Sludge. Sounds like a Ozzy Osbourne song. Black Sludge. And this should be Vermling Raider. Yep, there we go. And I'm guessing, yeah, those have got to be the heroes. The 4 leftover rectangular tokens will go into separate zip bags, 1 for each of the 4 characters in the game. So, arguably, there should be 4, each with a single microscopic minuscule token. Don't fall over there. Are you tripping over? There's not even anything over there
I
to trip
stepped
over.
on a cat spring.
Oh, well, that's not my fault. I was afraid that maybe I left something over there.
Oh.
Well, you know, I'm conscientious of stuff like that. With the monsters and rest of the punch tokens sorted, you are now prepared to start learning the game. Oh, that's good. You didn't tell me how to put it back in the box. Thanks, guys. So I have to figure that part out myself. Because now this stuff is taking up a whole bunch more space. There's a whole bunch of dead space at the top. Traditionally, when you cut out all your punch cards, you then put all the blanks at the bottom to fill in the empty space. So, see if we can manage this. All right, so in case you were unaware, that's technically like, oh no, but their box was taller. They thought of that ahead of time. I forgot. I kept trying to figure out why their box was standing up. It's where all the punch cards went. So if you're unboxing a normal game, just in case you were unaware, I did not learn this right away. Your box fits flush, which this one didn't. This one was actually very intentionally up. But if your box fits flush when you buy it, and then you take everything out, and then there's that space in the top where everything moves around, take all your punch cards, put them back at the bottom. Even though they're all empty, they raise up the insert so that everything fits correctly. Okay, so let's see. This is going to go across here, right? And it's gonna hold on there as well as it can. I bet these tokens are all over the place next time I open it up. Because I store my games vertically. So we got to get all of this back in there, and they give me 0. You can wait for your game group to arrive before doing anything else. My game group, they are very optimistic. They never told me what to do with this thing today. They said to set aside, so it doesn't fit in any of those places. And then somehow all of these have got to go down in here, I guess, along with the standees. So let's see if we can get all of these into my game group. Sorry, that I don't know why that's making me laugh so much. These are not all. Spoiler: these are not gonna fit because I'm running out of space already. Because guess what? When you take the deck of cards apart and you put them all separate like this, because that's got to go on top of there, and then that's going to go on top of there. So basically that bin is full. And these guys still have to go somewhere, and then all the books still have to go somewhere, and then these have to go somewhere. We don't need the knife anymore. Okay. We don't need the. My experience with the unboxing is I'm now down to like a, what was I, a B- before? We'll give it a C+ at this point, because this is not going to fit back in here. Not in any way, shape, or form. There's no way I can make all of these go back in here. I mean, even these things stand up a little bit higher than they did before, so even the dialies aren't going in quite as nicely as they did before, because they had me put those dividers in there. And I mean, these guys have got to go in somewhere, right? This is it. Yeah. I see you, Gloomhaven. You make it look like it's going to be the greatest unboxing experience ever, and then you're like, nope, you're still going to be stuck with exactly the same unboxing and boxing problems you've ever had before, which is how do you get everything back in? See, every time I start putting these cards in, I think, oh, maybe I'll actually get them all back in this time. And then I have this thing of standees over here that's not going to fit. And I'm still not going to be able to do this because I'm halfway finished putting these in, and it's full. It's full. I was going to say 3/4, but no, it's full. Maybe your gaming group is supposed to come over and help you put everything back in a box. The original game is near impossible to get back in the box as well. Well, at least they're consistent. At least they're consistent in their failure. Where do we go from here then? Because they are definitely not all going to fit in. I mean, I could keep piling these in, but it's not going to happen. You know, Alex, I have definitely seen games where part of the follow-up Kickstarter was, here's a better way to organize all the crap we gave you the first time around. I can see if I left out all of this, I could maybe almost put all of these in here, but I kind of feel like these are important parts. I have a suspicion that I'm going to need. All right, so if we do that, all of the lumpy stuff is down there, and then I can lay these flat like that. I think that's it. That's all right. Everybody, screen capture that. That's the way it goes. Because then we're gonna put that in, even though we should probably never need that again. We're gonna put that in. Oh, it's snug. Stickers. Why would you put the? I would put the supplemental scenario book down lower. And then the regular scenario book. And listen to all that air come out so nicely. Ta-da! It almost fits. Okay, and that was unboxing and reboxing Gloomhaven Jaws of Lion. No, but it wasn't bad. I still think that having those instructions on how to sort everything is super great. I think that's a really great idea. There definitely could have been done a little better, but to be fair, when no one else does it and you do it half-assed, you're still doing it. You're still putting more half of your ass in there than the person who's putting zero of their ass in there. And maybe that's a life lesson. I don't know. But thanks for watching me unbox my game and then struggle to put it all back in. Um, if you have experience with Jaws of the Lion, whether you're watching now or you watch this on demand later, on demand, let me know if it's spoilery, because I wouldn't want to stream it if it was going to spoil things. Like, I don't like to play games live that are going to ruin the experience for someone else. I mean, that's kind of why I did, like, Marvel Heroic. That's not going to spoil anything for me. You get the whole, or spoil anything for anyone. You get the whole game right when you open it up. But here, I can do this. Or that. Oh, sure. Now the keyboard's connected, and it's not even going to do the thing. All right. There we go. Okay. Since we're not looking at the table anymore. But yeah, I prefer not to stream a game that is going to spoil it for anyone. So if you have, like I said, if you have experience with Jaws of the Lion and you think it would be spoilery, tell me. Or rather, if you don't think it would be spoilery, tell me. Because I would be happy to play it on stream if it wasn't spoilery. That's one of the reasons I don't want to do Chronicles of Crime, because it is a huge spoiler. In fact, as much as I love that game, the only first 5 scenarios are pretty safe. You think? I'll look around. I'll take that into advisement and do a quick look. I bet that's just the how to play, isn't it? But that's like my biggest complaint about Chronicles of Crime so far is you once you have played the scenarios, you cannot replay the scenarios. Once you know who murdered X, as soon as that person shows up, you're like, he did it. I solved the crime. So it's not replayable in any way, shape, or form. I've already made a deal with a friend of mine that once I play all 5 scenarios that I have, I'm going to trade it to him at least on a temporary basis so he can play through them. But I was going to say something else. So I'm looking for something else that I can play as a spoiler-free stream game. I was considering doing Aeon's End. Since I just finished it, I can play back through it. That one, you do unlock stuff as you go through the game, but I wouldn't say that any of it is a spoiler per se. There's not really a huge surprise when you open up new characters and new abilities. So I wouldn't feel too bad about playing that one. But anyway, thanks for joining me during my massive unboxing. If this does well, maybe I'll do some more unboxings when I get some more games. But for now, I think I'm going to jump back on Xbox and probably assassinate some more Valhallans. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.